is AI going to make me rich investing in crypto?
Not anytime soon.
Oh, come on. I want to get rich off ChatGPT giving me crypto advice. It's not going to happen, is it?
No way.
All right. We kind of set this up because we've done the research on this.
Yes.
So here's the question, and I'll show this on the screen to people. Research the top 500 altcoins by market share. It's funny. You can have spelling errors on ChatGPT.
Because people make a mistake.
Yeah. And provide me a list of potential 10 to 1,000x in 2024. And then the first thing it did, it really wouldn't answer the question. It gave me sort of a generic answer on how to do research and stuff like that. Then I asked it to, again, research the actual coins and give an answer. Now, it did give an answer, but you also asked the new Microsoft.
Well, it's
Copilot.
It's pre-release.
Okay, it's called pre on the desktop, right?
Yeah, that's right. It says pre on the icon.
Yep. And then you also asked Google Gemini. So before we get to the ChatGPT answer, what did those two answer the question with?
They wouldn't answer.
They wouldn't even answer.
They wouldn't even answer. I got the top 4 coins that weren't a stable coin listed as, oh, this has good market cap. You know, make sure you be careful about your investments. Do your research thoroughly, but no pointer towards any kind of real asset that you could.
It's just no advice, really.
No advice at all. That was useful, right? Yeah. And no knowledge, like no real knowledge about the market. Just I found some article somewhere or whatever and said, here's be careful, and here's the top guys.
Right.
You know, no depth.
So ChatGPT finally, after I asked again, gave me an answer. And it said, based on the research from multiple sources. Now, here's the top 10 it gave me. But first, here's the sources. We don't even have to click on these. I'll click on the first one so we can see it. Okay. And that was from, what's it called? Being Crypto.
Yep.
So that was the first source. But as I check each one of them, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The first 7 were just basically from the same article. That's not doing good research. It's just pulling from one article for the top 7.
Yeah, if I remember right, it's only 2 articles for the whole list. And they're just
yep, you're right.
And they're just crypto, they're Web3.
Right.
News outlet. So they're kind of in the market already. So
yeah,
that's not research.
Now let's go over the ones that did recommend just for fun. Let's see what DYDX was the first one. What's DYDX? Do you know that one?
DYDX is an exchange.
Okay.
So it's a decentralized exchange. Then they offer leverage, and they offer lending, and they offer borrowing.
Okay.
Okay. So they're a little different. They've been around for a while. I think they started in 2019.
Okay.
If I remember right. But they're a good solid player in decentralized exchanges, but their coin is relatively new.
Okay.
So they had a DYDX with lowercase d, is like that's the name of it.
Yeah, that's what we have here.
But their coin is capital D's, DYDX.
Okay.
It's only been out for a few months.
Okay.
And so they're highlighting it for a decentralized solution, but they've been around for a while, and their coin is not, and it's not skying like crazy or anything like that. So I'm not sure where they would get the idea that that's going to be a big boom if they're just saying, well, because it's a decentralized exchange, that doesn't necessarily make the price crazy. You can ask Uniswap; they made an awful lot of money, but their coin didn't.
And it's their first one. Is it the first one in this article?
I think they were.
It was. It's the first one in the article.
I think they were pretty close to
in order.
In order, if I remember right.
And then, so next was Celestia.
TIA has a lot of people saying that it's going to do well, and I'm not real familiar with Celestia. I'm not in that
either. Okay, what about Thorchain?
Thorchain's been around a while, and they continue to be.
They've done well, haven't they?
They've done well, and they've got a pretty strong community, a loyal community.
Yep.
And they provide a resource to do nodes. They provide resources for other cryptos. And so that keeps them in the game, and it keeps them getting cryptos, and also gives them kind of inside information about who has a need for a lot of processing power and things like that, because they're the ones providing it. If you need more nodes from Thorchain for your activity, you might have to explain why they should run a lot of nodes for you.
Okay.
Right.
Frax share number 4. I've never heard of it.
Never heard of them.
Okay. Ethereum number 5. You heard of that?
Yeah, why are they number 5?
I know that should be number 1.
Well, no, they shouldn't be on there at all if you think about it, because you're looking for 10 to 100x max.
Oh, right.
It's
Right.
growth. You're looking at number 2.
Yeah.
How is number 2 going to have high growth?
1,000x. It's not going to 1,000.
There's no way.
No.
You got to find something like a Frax share that
Yeah.
nobody's ever heard of that's worth fractions of a penny.
0.00001.
Yeah, and then it's got to catch fire.
Yes.
Like
Pepe.
yeah.
Like Pepe. No. Number 6, Chainlink. I like Chainlink.
Yeah, but does Chainlink have a lot of potential to 10x or 100x?
I don't think 100x.
I don't.
But I think it has potential, but not 1,000x or 100x.
These are not the kind of, if you're looking for something with that kind of gain, then you're looking for something that has a breakout
Right.
in a market.
Right.
Maybe they're a market maker. Maybe they got a new idea that nobody's done before.
Mhm.
So there is no competition. Now you're talking about like deep ocean bet, right? It either wins on the broader market because it's something new and different,
Yep.
or it drowns in the sea.
Could it be Sui? Number 7?
Sui's got a lot of potential. I think Sui's got a lot of potential. It's a more intelligent blockchain.
Yeah.
But it hasn't really made much of a move yet.
Right. No, it hasn't. During this pump that we're seeing this week, it hasn't moved or it's gone down. What about Polygon and Polkadot? Put them both on the same number 8, Matic and Dot.
Yeah, I don't know why they would put them together. They're not really necessarily related. Polygon has a track record of shifting around a little bit and changing their targets. They went and decided to become a layer 2 and help with ZK rollups and whatnot. There've been some mergers. They've
Explain what a layer 2 to people is. People don't know what that means.
Yeah, so layer 1 blockchain would be like Ethereum,
Right.
and it maintains the basic security and reliability of the chain, and usually the L1s have higher costs associated with them. And so layer 2s are blockchains that go on top of or ride on top of a layer 1. And what happens is they'll do very low fees.
Mhm.
They'll take a lot of transactions that are not high value transactions, and they will ball them up into essentially a smart contract.
Okay.
And then they'll reduce that into a snap, like an image or a hash of it, of an off-chain data. And then they stick that back down in the L1 as a snapshot of the state of the L2 chain for security purposes. So that means if you wanted to have a game where you had a lot of micro transactions, you couldn't really do that on Ethereum because gas fees would kill you. Okay. One day somebody would come and they would get the sort of invincibility and find out that the gas fee was $68 and they'd be all mad at you. Right. Whereas, if you'd have used Optimism or you'd have used Polygon, it would only cost me 4 cents.
Sweet. What about number 9, Aave?
Aave is a leading DeFi protocol. It's been around for a long time. It was 400 plus, maybe 500 in the last bull market. I don't see why I won't do that again. But there are a lot of competitors in the DeFi market. They used to be like, there aren't that many players. Compound was first. Aave came in, and one of the things they did was they were hot about taking and moving the asset to the best return automatically. You invested with Aave, and then Aave went and did the work of figuring out where to DeFi it.
Did they do flash loans? Were they big on that?
They were, I think they were the founder, or they were
flash loans.
the flash loans. Yeah.
Wow, you can get wrecked quick in that.
Oh yeah. Well, you pay the gas fee whether you win or lose, but the win on that,
huge.
the arbitrage on that with a lot more money than you have the ability to.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, if you can borrow $10 million
Right.
of ETH for one block,
Which is, how much time is that?
well, it's not even that. It's within the block. Yeah,
That's
at the front end of the block, you start the loan. At the end of the block, you finish the loan. Your transactions are literally at opposite ends of the block.
hence a flash term.
It's a flash loan.
What, $10 million? You could borrow that much.
For huge sums. Now you're paying gas.
Right.
You're paying a fee to borrow the money.
Yeah.
And you pay whether you win or you lose, but you get to choose when to implement.
Mhm.
And so what happens is people set up on an arbitrage move. They find a place where these two are out of sync at two different exchanges,
Right.
and they do the swap between those exchanges in one block,
And make that.
and they take that difference
Yeah.
and then they pay off their fees, and then they pay off their gas, and then they take that difference and they put it in their pocket.
Right.
So if you're correct, you always win. If you're wrong, you lose your gas and your loan fee,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't lose any money of other people's money because their money is only involved in the block when you win.
Okay.
It never goes if you don't win. If your transaction fails, you still ran the contract. Remember, gas is computing time. That's what that the translation is not. I put gas in my tank and I drive around.
Right.
It's the computer time that you want to use to process.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And the code is your little smart contract that's going to do the arbitrage move.
Okay. Yeah.
So you have to pay to run that, but you have to know that that arbitrage contract is likely to succeed to spend the money to run the gas.
Okay.
That's the problem.
Still risky.
It's always risky.
Go. Number 10, Cardano and Avalanche. You don't like, do you like, I know you don't like Avalanche. You don't like the security.
So Avalanche is not very secure. It's got real high throughput transactions. It's a real darling for gaming and stuff. Microtransactions are low value, so there's not a lot of desire to go and rob people for these low value transactions.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not necessarily a secure chain. So, like, if I started to have assets, I wouldn't want to hold them there.
I'm hearing a lot of talk on their subnets, people doing real world asset tokenization on that because they can run these subnets that make their own rules separate than other blockchains.
That would scare me because of the security.
Okay.
Like if I
Having real world
losing
assets.
the real world assets, control of a real world asset because the underlying security chain was not secure would be terrible.
They have to have a clawback feature if they're going to put real world assets on chain. You have the legal system has to be able to pull it back.
I think this is something that we're going to have sooner or later.
Yes.
It's got to be a way.
Yeah, there has to be.
But they don't have it today, and that means that's not a good bet.
Yeah.
Cardano has always been the like also ran. Like
Mhm.
it's got great genetics and it's got great feel and vibe and all of that, but it never really seems to like pump.
Right.
Never pumps.
Is that the one that we joke about that you cut and paste from Ethereum, or is that Solana that you cut and paste the code? It's Solana, right? You cut and paste it and put it.
It's Solana. Yeah.
Okay.
Because they're both EVMs.
Oh, is Cardano's the one that they say that to be able to program in Cardano is like chewing on rocks,
Yeah.
right? It's a
Yeah.
hard one to program.
It's Haskell. You have to program in Haskell.
Okay.
That's the joke I was making this morning about, but it's programmed in Haskell. Oh shit.
Right, right.
Because how many Haskell programmers are there? Very few.
Now it has some also rans here, some additional ones. XRP Ripple. I know that we do and don't like XRP at the same time. Like they've been around forever. They've been around a long time. But they're this.
They got baggage.
They got the community. They got
man.
right.
Caleb. Come on.
Who?
Ted McCaleb is one of the founders. He dumped a whole bunch of XRP and made a whole bunch of money when it went up like 2017 or something like this. And they crashed really hard. And everybody was angry.
Mm.
And he was like, "Oh, my problem."
Oh, nice. Nice.
Do your own research. You know what I mean?
Right.
No, he's been around for a long time and he's a polarizing figure.
I would invest in Ripple before I would XRP. The company you can't.
Yeah.
But
Well,
they've been embedded in banks for a long time.
yeah. Well, XRP and Ripple is a company that predates crypto.
Right.
It actually it was the genesis of XRP was back in 2004. So a solid 4 years or 5 years before a Bitcoin genesis.
That's about the time I started getting into Bitcoin.
What's that?
2004.
2004, 2005,
Something like that.
Yeah.
So Near Protocol, I know a friend of mine loves them for node operating.
Okay.
So
Kind of like Near, it doesn't seem to have a fast growing base.
okay.
It's been around for a while. Like I don't know, 2 years ago or something, they were doing a thing where you could secure your ID,
Mm-hmm.
your name and stuff. So I secured an ID in there. I poked around, but I never really. It didn't catch my interest. It
Right.
didn't draw me in like I
Yeah.
want to be on Near. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there are things that they say that they're doing and they want to do, but they're not becoming mainstream like
Okay.
I would think. Now maybe it's in the background and it'll come.
Right.
Don't know. And what else did you have on there? You got Phantom.
Phantom. Then we have Shiba Inu, BNB, and Polkadot. Of those, quickly, of those, which do you like? Do you like any of those? I mean, Shiba Inu is just a fun meme coin.
Yeah, Shiba is a good meme coin, and it's been around a long time. It's been since the last bull, and it's pumping pretty hard right now. A lot of these meme coins are going to pump real hard here soon.
You like BNB?
No.
Do you like Polkadot?
I like the concept, but I think they I think they're overthinking it.
Okay.
So I don't know how big it's going to get. And I don't like the thing about, well, they did this thing where they have these plugins where you can be on their chain. There's
Mhm.
only a certain number of plugins.
Yeah.
The plugins aren't permanent. You don't get to keep it.
Okay.
You only get to keep it for a certain amount of time. I don't know if it's 2 years or 5 years, but like as a as a as a project,
Yeah.
you're trying to get off and do something like make a DEX or do something like that. Well, then you're going to lose your spot in so much time. And so after you build it up, now you're going to have to go fight to keep it.
So here's why you'll get wrecked by using AI to invest in crypto. I ran the question a second time. It gave me a whole different list of answers without research this time. And some of these we never even heard of. Just
Yeah.
forget it. Don't
Yeah.
even use AI to invest in crypto.
Yeah, well, look at it. I've tech them. When's the last time you had sounds like a wreck them?
Right.
Injective, I've heard of. Injective is not bad. Synthetics is
Yeah.
tokenization of assets. Monero is privacy.
Yeah.
Scicoin is file storage. It's distributed sharded file storage. Rose, I don't know what Rose is.
Yeah.
LF, I don't know what LF is.
So we're not at the point where we can use AI to invest in crypto.
No.